Hello everybody, this is a very large object and I'm going to give you guys a video on the Steam Deck. I finally have it in my hands. This is the 64 gig version of it. So let's actually take a look here. Not enough disk space, that's fine. I downloaded the games I think I was going to test for right now. So let's actually get out of that. So this is going to be a first look at this, okay? So I have a couple games installed, and we're going to see how they actually perform as compared to the Aya Neo. Two games that we're going to test out today is going to be the Ascent, and we're also going to be testing out The Witcher 3. Those are going to be the two games that we're going to be testing out today. We're also going to want to test out Monster Hunter World, God of War, Elden Ring, and Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. But that's for a later video. So let's start off with the Ascent. So we're going to start off with loading it up. So, let's see here. I can actually load this up here, and I'm going to show you the settings that we're running. So, Neon Giant. Okay. So this is on an Unreal title. So let's check the settings here. Now we're gonna have the graphics set to Ultra for texture, High for shadow, anti-aliasing, and post-processing, Ultra for view distance, Ultra for effects quality. Motion blur, we're gonna have off, film grain off, CPU performance mode off, but keep physics options on, and ray tracing off. So these are the settings we're going to be testing here. And the performance, we're going to start off with 15 watts. And we're going to actually be targeting 30. So let's just limit it to 30 here. I believe this game, for some reason on Linux, does cap it at 30 anyway. So might as well do that there anyway. So let's start single player, resume. So on the last gen consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, whether they're Pro or the enhanced versions, doesn't matter. The hard drives in those machines is horrendously slow. I believe they use 5200 RPM drives, and they take forever. So right now we're looking at 30 FPS here with some spikes up to 32, but that's just to make sure that it keeps its constant 30. It did drop down to 29 there, but other than that, it seems to be running fairly smoothly. So let's start shooting around here. All right. All right. Even under that heavy action, I didn't see it drop too much there. It might have dropped maybe 1 frame. But so far, so good. Okay. All right, and we died. That's fine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and quit to the main menu, and we're gonna actually quit this game out entirely. And I'm gonna show you the same settings on the iNeo. And I'm gonna have it plugged in real quick here. Only reason I'm doing that is because it's running low on battery, but this should not impact performance from what I've checked. So let's go ahead and load up the Ascent, synchronizing cloud. Unfortunately, I don't have a super detailed overlay on the Windows side. I have not had that set up yet. I'm looking to try to get that for you guys. So to make sure that I'm not bullshitting anybody, we're gonna go to settings, display. It's at its native resolution, texture detail, ultra, high for all that, ultra for these two bottom ones. We're gonna turn those off and keep physics objects on. Everything else the same. So this is the same, and I'm gonna show you. It's at 15 watts, same as the Steam Deck was. So let's show you that the loading times are a little faster on this. And maybe a couple seconds. Go. So as you can see, it is currently sitting at 26 or 28 FPS here. And you're not seeing things. It is in fact tearing. There is some screen tearing visible here. And it is actually kind of harder to play with these analog sticks, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I seem to be doing okay with that. I think I'm just getting lucky here. Okay. But as you can see here, I'm dipping down to 24 and 23 FPS here. It's not keeping its constant 30. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna actually show you 11 watts. I'm gonna go down a little bit here because I'm gonna show you on the Steam Deck 11 watts as well. In fact, I'm gonna go as low as I can on the Steam Deck until it's unplayable like this. So as you can see, 15, 17, not to say this is anywhere close to playable, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. And of course, I can lower the settings, but I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna show you this here. So let me actually get away from this. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the settings here. So let's go down to graphics and let's, okay. we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn this down to low. Low. And we're going to keep the other settings the same. So low, low. I think that might be enough. Let's try that. So we're still, unfortunately, it's a little jerky here. And unfortunately, it's stuttering like crazy. You might be able to see it on camera here. But, yeah. So it may be reporting 30 or so there, but it feels none of that. So I think that's going to be it of that one there. So that's the Ascent on the Neo. So let's show you. Let's go to the desktop. And let's show you the Ascent on the Steam Deck. Let me actually zoom out a little bit. Okay. And then let's show you play. And I'm going to go down to 11 watts like that one and show you the true difference between these chips. VEGA is great when you give it a lot of juice, but it's not quite there when it comes to lower TDPs. So here's the Ascent. Let's go to settings just to confirm here that we have not changed anything. Nope, all the same. So we're gonna go ahead and go to single player. We're gonna resume. And I'm actually, before we're gonna do that, I'm gonna go to this and let's go to 11 watts. And let's see what happens. It's just loading here. And I don't know. It's a little bit slower when it comes to loading, but not too terrible here. I'm at 32 FPS. Bouncing between 39, 30. Yeah. I'm seeing some 30 FPS here. Not seeing anything dipping too terribly low. Maybe one frame here or there, but all right. So 30 FPS. Okay. So let's see how low we can actually go here. So let's try 10 watts. We're going to go down a little bit and see if we can still maintain 30. Still sitting at 30, 29, 32. Yeah, it's just trying to get it to be balanced a little bit, looks like. Okay. Just trying to be a little bit more tactical here. Figure out what I need to do here. So let's go around here. Looks like that guy's there. So, still not looking too bad here. Even with the explosions, dead bodies, and everything like here. And the like. Still sitting at a good 30 FPS. Drop down to 27 there. But that was, I think that was just an asset load probably. Nothing too crazy there. Trying to see if I can, oh, boy, okay. All right, let's see if we can go even lower. Oops, sorry. Let's try going to 8 watts. 8 watts. With some pretty high settings here. Okay. 25, 27. Still infinitely better than it was on the other, on the Aya Neo there. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. Pretty clear cut. I think this is one of those games where it gets easier the more you die. Like they give you less hard enemies. Like you can see, he spawned way later, and you do keep your level up. Oh boy. Got him. Yeah, even at 8 watts, 30 FPS or so here. Just under 15 watts total chip usage. 15 watts there. Yeah, we'll try going a little lower. 7 watt. Can it do it? Yeah, even 7 watts, this is playable. About 14.5 watts total chip usage. Ooh, boy. Ooh, I got slapped. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, I think I can go lower. 6 watts. Just to show you, 6 watts, that's a little too low. Let me go back to 7 just to make sure. 7 might be a little bit, let me check it again. Yeah, for some of these areas, it seems like 7 watts might be a little low. But in other areas, it seems perfectly fine. Like, this seems great. Yeah, some dips, but nowhere near what it was on the Neo. So, I would say you can go a little lower. Okay. Yeah, so I'd say that's about that. All right, so let me pause that. Okay, so 7 watts seems to be about the lowest you can go with that. That's fine. So let's quit the main menu and let's exit the game. Okay, so let's test The Witcher 3. This one's pretty contentious because there are some people that I believe they claim that the Steam Deck's not that much better than one of these. And that may be true, maybe at high watts, but let's actually check here. Let's actually set this to 15 watts, just like it was on the Steam Deck here. And let me actually fix the options, because the options need to be video, graphics, and we're going to go ahead and set this to high, post-processing to low, and we're going to want to make sure that our video is set where is our trying to find where our resolution, there's our resolution, and the resolution is set to that. Okay, full res. So let's hit continue. It's gonna have a little bit of a cutscene here. That is fine. Okay. So this is at the Steam Deck's max TDP. Okay. And it is seeing, actually zoom in a little bit here. Sitting at 30 FPS. 27, 28, 25, okay. 27, 29 or so. 31, 32. Okay. Trying to get past all the tutorial nonsense there. I understand. Okay. So around 27 FPS or so, 28, 29. So 30-ish. Playable. This is definitely a playable state. I will give it that. So let's see. Can we drop any settings here? Or can we actually add more? That might be what we want to do. Options. You know what? I'm going to give it more power. So let's actually see how much power it takes here. Windows. And then let's give it 30 watts. Let's give it all the power it needs. So at 30 watts, it's really hard to read this, but that's around 37 FPS or so. Up to 39, 40. So I'd say 40 is its max in this area. 36, 37. Yeah, so from 33 to 40 FPS, depending on how you look. That's at 30 watts. This is double the Steam Deck's wattage. I want you to keep that in mind. So, all right. And then it can drop all the way down to 30. Looks like 40 was an absolute high. So, yeah, I'd say 40 is as high as that was gonna go. So let's go ahead and exit it. And let's actually see what happens on the Steam Deck. So let's open up The Witcher. If I can actually zoom it out a little bit, because it's a little easier to read, the readout on this. So this will be at the same settings, same resolution, and let's actually give it the full 15 watts. I don't want to shortchange the Steam Deck. Okay, we're going to skip that. We're going to go to options. We're going to go to video, post-processing, just to show you. It is set to low. Graphics, set to high. And let's hit continue. So this will be in the same area, same save. Everything runs just about the same here in this cutscene. Not shocking. And I will say these analog sticks are much better. So it is limited here to 30. So let me show you when I uncap it. 41, 42. So let's see, 43, 39, 38. Let's see, 40, 41, 42, 39. Yeah, so even the Aya Neo at 30 watts cannot beat the Steam Deck at its measly 15. Now, let's see how far we can go down on the Steam Deck and still maintain 30 FPS. So let's take a look. So let's drop down to 11. Let's just give that a shot. 11 watts. Getting about 36 FPS, 37, 38. But it looks like we're getting about the same performance as the Aya Neo was, except a little bit more stable. Noticing higher 30s, upper 30s for this. Yeah, up and even to like seeing 40 there. That's definitely a higher average, just from what I can see here. And let's see if we can drop it down to 10. 10 watts, still 34, 35. Yeah, so still mid-30s. Let's drop it down even further. 9 watts. Still sitting pretty at 30 to 35. Still not dropping down to 30. So let's try it again. Let's try 8 watts. Still getting down to 30. Okay. So even if you locked it here, you would be getting 30 FPS locked at 8 watts, high settings, low, everything else. So let me actually put it back up here. Okay, so this is 7 watts. Dropping down to 28, 29, but staying mostly in 30 FPS land. For a console, like consoles nowadays, this would probably be perfectly fine. So at 7 watts, Let's go down to 6 watts. Yeah, 6 watts, it's just too much of a hit. That extra watt really does help a lot. So we'll just stick to 7 watts and we can actually limit it. And boom, there we go. All right. All right, I've upset the guards. They might attack me. Okay, sorry. Oh no! Nah, I think I'm okay. All right, so, all right. So 30 FPS or so, 7 watts. So let's see how the Ion Neo handles this, shall we? So let's give this a pause here. All right. And let's exit the game. Back to the deck UI. It is going to sync. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go to 15 watts. The Witcher. And we're going to actually go down to that same 8 watts that the Steam Deck did. No, it was 7 watts, wasn't it? Double check here. Sanity check. 7 watts. I'm going to actually go down to 7 watts. Like I did on the Steam Deck here, by going over to Profiles, Settings, X Input. Let's go down to 7 watts, just like the Steam Deck. Then save. Go back here. Okay, we're down to 7 watts. Just like on the Steam Deck. Okay, so we're gonna go to options here. Make sure nothing's changed in the video graphics department. High, post-processing, low. Now, the reason why I set those settings is I believe high is good settings visually. Post-processing, you're not gonna notice very much on these low size screens. They're not very big. So post-processing, actually, you're not going to see much of it. It's just going to be mostly a performance sync. So let's show you here. At 7 watts, at 7 watts, sorry, 5 FPS. Yeah, as you can see, this is not a playable experience. Now, can we actually make it playable if we lowered the settings? Let's take a look. Options. Video, graphics, low. No, so we can't make it playable. This is 10 FPS. Let's try lowering the resolution. It's my last thing that I can do, and this, I think, graphics. Yeah. Lower the resolution. 12 FPS. So if you ever wonder why Steam really needed that RDNA 2, this is why. Watt per watt. The Steam Deck will last, let's see, let me actually show you, because Steam Deck actually allows you to see how much time remaining. So let me actually show you. Let's exit here. So this is going to be very similar. Let me show you. Because you can see this thing called the remaining time. The remaining time is calculated by the wattage there of the total battery discharge rate, which currently is at 8.5 watts. Oh, oops. Looks like the resolution got turned down. Video, graphics. Let's put that all the way back up, thank you. Yeah, we don't want it to be too low there. Options, and then let's go to here. I'm not gonna limit that. And then let's go to video, post-processing. So let's go to graphics here, and let's set this all back to high. Let's actually go to ultra, in fact, and see the minimum for ultra settings. Hairworks anti-aliasing as well. So let's actually give this a shot and see if we can run it on ultra with low post-processing. You're gonna really see this cutscene a lot. I'm sorry. So let's see if this actually does change enough. Let's see here. So 19, 18 FPS here. So that's not quite there. Even at ultra, it's still doing way better at this wattage than the Ayaneo did at the lowest settings that I could give it. So let's give it some more juice. 8 watts, it jumps to 23. 9 watts, 25. 10 watts. 11 watts. Let's see. Is 11 watts enough to get us ultra settings with low post-processing? And I'm going to try one thing. Options. I'm going to go into video, and I'm actually going to go into graphics here, and I'm actually going to turn off Hairworks. And turning off Hairworks gets us into 30 FPS land at 11 watts. Jumped up actually quite considerably, 36 FPS or so. So let's actually drop this down a little bit. Yep. Ultra settings at 10 watts, 9 watts. Again, not too bad. I think this might be optimal settings. It does drop a little bit here when you're looking this way, when a lot of stuff's in your view. So let's actually bump this back up to 10, and boom, we are in 30 FPS land. Hairworks off, ultra settings, and there we go. And that was all she wrote, guys. I'll see you guys on my next video. And I'm almost at 125 subscribers. If you did like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. There's going to be a lot more comparisons where this comes from. And see you guys on the next one. Peace out.